Shalom Yasharala. First and foremost, I'd like to start this lesson by giving all praises, honor and glory to the Heavenly Father, His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Bahawashai, Bahashem, Chaha, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well, taught me this 100% truth. Double salutations to the Archeum out there, spreading this word in truth and sincerity. Shalom to the few Aquathium that be listening in today. I'm back at you with another lesson entitled Adaptability. As you know, as I always like to say, we're heading into a time like never before. A time of great destruction, great woes, great calamities, great suffering, great judgment. Alright, there's going to be a major shaking on this world stage. And you know, we might have somewhat of a comfy life, you know, but I mean, we're heading into a time where we're pretty much going to have to let go of those comforts that we're used to, you know. We're going to have to learn to adapt to whatever situation is at hand, you know, which of course, if you're of the elect, you know, then the Lord is going to put that spirit on you where you're able to adapt to whatever trial or tribulation, whatever hardship you might find yourself in, you know. And the inspiration of this lesson actually comes from, that's lucky, I just see my colleague. Yeah, so the inspiration of this lesson actually comes from, you know, my own personal situation, you know. I'll be honest with you, man. I'm all about the cars, man. I love my cars. You know, before I came into this truth, cars got all my time and attention, man. Then it was motorbikes for a little bit, and then, you know, but I mean, cars always came back around, you know. So yeah, man, I love my cars, man. But obviously, truth comes first now. But you know, so 2 weeks ago, you know, I was coming back. I was on my way back home from a getaway trip, and as I got close to my area, close to my house, my turbo it blew. Okay, and obviously, you know, it's been with the mechanic ever since, and you know, been sorting that out, ordering what needs to be ordered and whatnot, and you know, I figured I'd just do a couple other things as well, you know. So yeah, man, I haven't had my car in 2 weeks, you know, so I've had to adapt to my situation. I've had to, you know, use public transport more, do some more walking, you know, switch up the routine, my usual routine, and things of that nature. You know, by the end of the day, I was still able to get what I needed to get done. You know, I was able to do it, even though, you know, I do require my car, but I was able to adapt to my situation and keep on moving. I've been listening to that song as well, man. You know, keep on moving, don't stop, no. That soul to soul tune, man. But you know, that's what we need to do. We need to keep on moving, man. And then last week, I got 2 phones, and usually what I do, I have one phone recording me, and then one phone that I bring out precepts on, or even just one phone I have the precepts written down and I read it off that. But that phone packed up on me, so, and I also usually, that other phone, I usually upload my videos through that other phone, because for whatever reason, it uploads onto the YouTube faster than my main phone. But now that's gone, so I've had to adapt to just using my one phone, you know, still bringing out the precepts, you know, still doing the work, still uploading videos, you know, but I've had to adapt to my situation. Okay, and then, you know, one day I was walking, last week Friday, I was walking, and then it dawned on me that, you know, when that time of trouble comes, we are going to have to be malleable. We're going to have to adapt to whatever situation the Lord throws at us, you know, yeah, we might, oh yeah, but I usually go left. Well, listen, now this time you're going to have to go right. The Spirit is going to tell you to go right, because if you go to the left, you're through. So heading into the time of Jacob's trouble, it's about embodying that mindset of adaptability, you know, because the scriptures say how we're going to have to be as pilgrims on the earth. We ain't never been a pilgrim in this life. You know, most of us brothers, I'd say, I can only speak for myself, really. But we're going to have to be as pilgrims on the earth in this time of trouble that's coming, man. Because, you know, we're going to have to be on the move. You know, MOTB is going to kick in. So, you know, if you ain't got that C-hip, you ain't going to be able to pay rent. You ain't going to be able to rest your head where you usually do. Okay. You know, you're going to have to adapt to your situation. Okay, so I think I've pretty much made the point on that. Let's bring out the precepts, man. This is 2nd Esdras 15. And what did I want? Verse 35. And it reads, "Hear now these things and understand them, ye servants of the Lord. Behold, the word of the Lord, receive it. Believe not the gods of whom the Lord spake." Believe not Allah, Buddha, Jesus. Alright, we trust in Yahweh Shem Shai. We got the true power, man. We're the only nation that can make that boast of having the true power. Okay? All these other nations, they bow down to false gods, man. And they're going to realize that in this time of trouble. Verse 37, "Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack." And we're going to get into some of the plagues in just a minute, but let's read on. As when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains, when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. All right, so you know, like when a woman's going through labor, man, she's in pain, man. She's in all agony, hell, up until that point of the baby being delivered. Well, that's going to be the same case of Jacob's trouble, man. It's going to be hell, and more hell, right up until the point of deliverance, man. When the elect are beamed up. All right, that's when we will finally enter into that rest that's spoken of in the scriptures, man. That eternal rest. Okay. Verse 39. "Even so shall the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side." All right, so throughout these plagues going out throughout the earth, we're going to have to be able to adapt to these different situations, man. Adapt to no longer living in your house. Adapt to maybe you used to eat 3-4 times a day. Now you might just eat once a day. You might just eat once every couple of days. You know, maybe you like to you know, sip on a yarn. Maybe it won't be easily accessible in that day. Maybe, you know, you might have to drink a little less, or maybe you won't have access to it at all. But hey, guess what? You're gonna have to adapt, man. You know, you know, you're used to having your family unit together, but now your woman, she went out and took the MOTB, and the kids took the MOTB as well. Now you pretty much got to kick her to the curb, and you know, you're on your own, sis. Well, you have to adapt to that situation, man. You have to adapt. We have to be malleable. Okay. Verse 40. "O my people, hear my words, make you ready to thy battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth." So we're being made ready unto the battle. Now, if we fail to adapt to all the different situations that are coming our way, then you know, automatically we're not ready, man. Because you see, there's going to be a major shaking within the house of Israel, man. When that MOTB is brought to you know, is made mandatory, you know, now it's going to be like, okay, so who are the true believers of the scriptures, man? Because, you know, that MOTB might drop, and yeah, we got scriptures like Isaiah 65 and 13 that says how, you know, my servant shall eat and ye shall starve. But, you know, we're going to be tested up until the very end. So you might not get that food straight away. You know, the Lord might make you wait a while. maybe even a couple days. You don't know. But the main point is who's going to remain faithful. All right. When it looks like all hope is lost, who's going to still have hope? Okay. Who's going to be able to adapt to whatever trial and tribulation they're in? You know, being malleable depending on your circumstances. Okay. This is 2 Ezra 15:5. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction, man. All right, so the world as we know it is going to change. All right, because when that time of judgment comes, it ain't going to be you waking up in the morning to an alarm and you go to work and then you come back home and whatever you do after that, man, it ain't going to be that anymore. You know, the scriptures say to be as pilgrims upon the earth, man. You know, we're going to have to be led by the Spirit. We don't know where the Spirit's going to take us, but we just know that we're going to have to be led by the Spirit in order for us to survive, man. But in order for you to do that, you're going to have to be able to be adaptable. You know, because as I said, like, for example, you might usually go left, but now the Spirit's telling you to go right. Oh, but I'm comfortable going left. This is what I'm used to, so I'm just going to go left. Well, then you go left and you meet your death. So we have to be able to adapt to whatever situation the Lord throws at us, man. Okay? Because, you know, we're going to be tried and tested up until the very end. This ain't about to get easier, man. This is about to get harder, man. Okay? Let's go to... Got that one. Ezekiel chapter 7 and verse 5, and it reads, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, an evil and only evil, behold, is come. You see, bad times and only bad times are coming, man. Yeah, we're living on the earth right now and there's some bad times, but I mean, I'm talking about you, no matter where you go, no matter where you turn, there's going to be bad times happening, man. Are you going to be able to adapt to that situation? Okay. Verse 6, an end is come, the end is come. It watcheth for thee, behold, it is come. All right, so we're living in the last of the last days, man. And the signs are prevalent, you know. Look at the prophecies that are happening, right? Verse 25, destruction cometh, and they shall seek peace, and there shall be none. You see, right now, you know, you might have your little routine set up where, you know, you're able to do your thing, go to work, do whatever you need to do, go home, avoid people, and you live that peaceful life. But look, man, we're headed into a time where there ain't gonna be no peace, you know, especially for those of us who ain't taking the MOTB, man. We're gonna be living off grid. Okay, there ain't gonna be no peace for us, man, really and truly, until that divine intervention takes place and we start seeing the Lord doing his thing for us, man. But you know, we're gonna be X'd out of society, can't go here, can't go there, you know, can't pay your rent, can't buy your food, can't do this. Okay, there's gonna be a major shaking, man, but we're gonna have to be able to adapt to these different situations, man. Okay. Verse 26, mischief shall come upon mischief, and rumour shall be upon rumour. Then shall they seek a vision of the prophet, but the law shall perish from the priest, and counsel from the ancient. So yeah, man, they ain't gonna find this truth, man. These niggas are gonna be bugging out. They ain't gonna find their answers, man. They ain't gonna know what to do in these situations, man. And a lot of people are gonna take their MOTV because they can't adapt to, you know, that once life of luxury and being able to buy and sell, and to go from that to no longer being able to buy and sell and things of that nature. They ain't going to be able to adapt to that situation. So therefore, they're going to take the MOTB, and that's why we need to be adaptable. That's why we need to be malleable, so that we don't end up, you know, taking that sea hit, man. Okay. Let's go to Job chapter 5, verse 19, and it reads, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yeah, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. All right, so we have to have faith, man. We have to have faith that the Lord is gonna, he's gonna fight for us. He's gonna defend us, man. All right, but before he does so, he's gonna try and test us. Okay, verse 20. In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. Because if you have that faith, you have that wisdom, that understanding, all right, you're able to adapt to these different situations. You ain't gonna fear when destruction comes, man. In fact, furthermore, verse 22, it says that destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. Because yeah, man, you're not walking in gross darkness like everyone else in the world. You have an understanding as to why these different situations are happening out here. Okay, so therefore you're able to adapt, because you know ultimately it's the will of the Lord. These things need to happen. I need to enter through the straight gate in order to make it into the kingdom, man. All right, so you're gonna do what it takes. You're gonna adapt to your situations to ensure that you have the best chances of salvation, man. Okay, I'll bring out this final precept. I'm gonna close out, man. I pray, Lord willing, this has been edifying. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3 and verse 4, and it reads, for though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality. So yeah, man, like when we don't take that MOTB, and the people are going to be looking at us like, right, look at these, man, can't even eat, can't drink, can't buy or sell. They're through, man. But our hope is full of immortality. That's why, again, because of our hope, we are able to adapt to these different situations to, again, ensure our best chance of salvation, man. Which, of course, we know the elect are preordained, but we don't know who the elect are. Okay, we only know once we're in them chariots, man. Verse 5, and having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded. For the Most High proved them and found them worthy for himself. Yeah, so we want to be found worthy, man. Well done, my faithful servant. Those are the words we want to hear. We don't want to be be cast into that lake of fire, man. So we want to do all that we can now to ensure our best chance of salvation, man. Verse 6, as gold in the furnace hath he tried them and received them as a burnt offering. And in the time of their visitation they shall shine and run to and fro like sparks among the stubble. Yeah, we're going to have that spiritual power, man. There's only one way to run to and fro like sparks among the stubble, and to shine. It's when we're raised up with that power, man, when the Lord lifts up that standard against them, man. Written of in Isaiah 59 and 19. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against them, man. Okay, so we just have to trust and believe, be malleable, adapt to our situations, because we're gonna go through some shit, man. I ain't gonna front and be like, oh yeah, it's gonna be a walk in the park to the kingdom of heaven, because it won't. We're gonna have to endure some shit, man. Okay. They shall judge the nations and have dominion over the people, and their Lord shall reign forever. All right, when the kingdom's established, they that put their trust in him shall understand the truth, and such as be faithful in love shall abide with him. For grace and mercy is to his saints, and he hath care for his elect. So the Lord is going to show how much he cares for his remnant, his elect. All right, but before the Lord can do that, which he already is now, but for that to be amplified to the next level, we need to show the Lord that we are able to adapt to all the various different situations that the Lord is going to put us through, man. Because for gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. So we need to show the Lord that we're willing to lose all that we got on this side, not being able to buy or sell, all right, not being able to go to the job anymore, maybe even losing the house, maybe not eating for a day or two or three, all right, in hope and having that faith that in due time the Lord is going to come through for us, man. So we need to embody that spirit of adaptability in order to make it through these trying times that are fastly approaching, man. But you know, I just wanted to make that point. You know, I wanted to touch on that in this lesson briefly on my walk and talk. All right, you know, Lord willing, this lesson has been edifying, and until the next time I say shalom.